your W girl, the W1, the flyest, your gal. Okay, so today's episode of the W Diary, as usual, it's just me jonesing, right? Always, never serious. On today's episode of the W Diaries, I'm going to be talking about things I am thankful for. I have a lot to be thankful for. Like, I do not deserve anything I've gotten. I do not deserve life. I do not deserve the air I breathe. I do not deserve anything. But God, the Almighty, in His infinite mercies, has kept me, has kept my family so far. So I am going to be talking about it. Yes. And I'm going to be sharing my somewhat near-death experience for the first couple of months of this year. 2017 was kind of hard. It was difficult. Okay, at some point I thought I wasn't going to make it, but here I am, 2018, you're calling onto your sister. Let's be grateful. So let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we will dive straight into testimony time. And we are back on the W Diary. Today's session is basically a testimony, a story time if you want to say that. But to me, it is testimony time, blessing time, telling people of the grace of God in my life. Now, for all of you that are anti-religious, for all of you that do not believe in God, hey, you're free to believe whatever you want, but please, Daniela, do not, please, don't let me speak another language that I didn't understand. Do not come into my comment section and start posting nasty comments. Please, I'm in a good mood. Don't change it. Don't let me change it for you. So today's story time or Thanksgiving talk is basically about my breast cancer scare. Now I say scare because the doctors to a large extent did not know what was wrong with me. So for months I was on drugs and drugs and drugs. Okay, so before I jump to the end, let me start from the beginning, huh? Okay, it began around let's say late December, early January. How do I tell this story, Lord? Okay, late December, early January, right? I was a somewhat healthy girl with a job, with responsibilities, and with a direction in life. Also, I thought, I noticed a few lumps in my breast, but hey, I have small breasts which are naturally lumpy, like during my periods, ovulation. I have lumps in different phases of my luteal circle, so it was a normal thing to me. I didn't think much of it. But this particular day after work, I got home and I noticed I was having severe cramps. Like at some point I thought I was having a heart attack, and it was at night. I got back around after 10, so this thing started around 11. So can you imagine, your girl was lying on the bed thinking that she was dying. Like I felt like if I was dying, like if my soul was leaving my body. I was in pain. I could not lie down, and it was mostly in my right side, the right chest, my right breast. So it was that bad. But apart from that, the fact that I started having discharge from my breasts. Yes, this is a very, very sensitive topic, so please, if you know you are a child and you cannot deal with hearing the word breasts, ovulation, menstruation, mammogram, please just stop watching right now, okay? But hey, basically that night I was having severe cramps. It was coming like how period cramps come, you know, the stretch, the squeeze. It will last for a few seconds, then release, then the next one will come bigger and worse than the other. Like I was in excruciating pain. I was awake till around 6 a.m. before the pain went down and I was able to sleep for like an hour. And by the time I woke up, my night dress, my bed sheet was soaked with discharge from my breast. I called my stepmom and I told her what happened. Like she was semi-panicking because hey, nobody knew what was going on. I was in my room, they were in their room, and nobody heard anything. I didn't cry out, I didn't call anybody. But yeah, before all of that, while the pain was going on, I remember just thanking God. I have this thing where if things are going wrong or things are looking like they're going wrong, I start to give thanks. For me, it has always worked. Like, it's the thing, it's between me and God, because I know I serve a living God. I know that the God that made the earth, the seas, the sky, the bird, all of it, He is just and He is merciful and He is the one. So when things seem to be going wrong, I start to give thanks, and that is exactly what I did that night. I started to praise God. I started to pray. I started to give thanks. Lo and behold, the next morning I stood up, the pain had gone, but my breasts were swollen and they were having discharge. So we decided, okay, my stepmom, after I told her, she decided, let's go to the hospital. Can you imagine? We went to a general hospital thinking that, okay, general hospital, there will be a gynecologist I can see that will tell me what's going on, instead of going to a private hospital where they will refer me this and tell me that. You understand, that kind of thing. In my mind, I was thinking, okay, to be better, plus it might cost less. Hopefully it will cost less, because at that point I was kind of low on cash. Yeah, we got there, and for over 2 months they kept on running tests upon tests, giving me drugs, antibiotics, and I kept on emaciating, like I was losing weight. As at my 24th birthday, I had lost so much weight that my clothes, the clothes I wear now that fit me and look okay, they were looking like agbada, like if I was wearing babariga on my small frame, my already small frame. It wasn't an easy experience, and for months the doctors just kept on referring me to this person, no, go to that person, do this test, take this medicine. When it got to the high point was when they ordered for a test that cost about 25,000 naira. At that point I did not have the money. The drugs alone was about 30,000 naira just for a bunch of drugs that may or may not even help. The ones I had already been taking were not helping. Instead, they were making me stool, they were making me have sweats, they were making the discharge from the breast worse. So I just sat down one day, looked at my body, and I started praying. And I told God that this is my body. My body is a temple of the Most High. Like, this is, forget all the many sins, forget the Mary Kay, the Mac, the Laura Mercier and the others on my body. Forget all of that. Body, soul and spirit belongs to God. I told that to myself, and I told that to God. He listened, He heard me, and I told Him, Father Lord, provide a solution. Less than 2 weeks later, I'd already agreed I wasn't going for the test. Less than 2 weeks later, I got a referral to a herbal practitioner. He's actually, I think, an acupuncturist, like a properly certified doctor in a hospital. I got to see him, and the moment he looked at me, he just said, take this. He gave me a bunch of pills that are basically herbs that were dried in pill form, and they just looked like normal multivitamins. And I was like, what's this going to do for my body? But I took it anyway. I took it, I continued praying, I continued praising, and I continued believing that I was healed. A month into taking the drugs, the flow, the lactation, the discharge dried up. The pain gone, the lumps gone. Like, it was like, wow. And all this time I was ill. I did not realize that I had lost so much weight. I did not realize that I was looking pale, like I was walking white, like walking dead, like looking like a ghost walking up and down, until I started recovering, and I started looking at my old pictures. I started taking body measurements, and I was like, wow, I really did drop like a considerable amount. At some point when I went to the hospital, I've never gone above 65 kg, and that was when I was still much younger. For about 4, 5, 6 years I've been steady at 50. When I was ill, I checked, when I was recovering, I checked my hospital card, and I was at 42 kg. Like, I had dropped that much, and at some point I was still dropping. Wow. On a normal day, a lot of people might have just passed away without knowing what happened, without knowing if they actually did have breast cancer, because I did the scan, they could not find lumps. I did all sorts of tests, blood tests, urine tests, they could not find anything wrong with me. Technically, physically, I was supposed to be okay. When you touch, you could feel the lump. It was painful, and it was giving discharge. But from all the scan, all the tests, they could not find anything wrong with me. The solution came when I turned to God. I remember then every night before I go to sleep, my stepmom wrote out a bunch of prayers for me to say and a bunch of Bible passages to read. And I can remember how much solace, how much comfort it gave me, knowing that God was on my side, knowing that I wasn't alone. Like, I wasn't alone. I had someone to talk to. In my alone time, I could feel his presence around me. I did not fear anything at that point. I would sleep, and I would sleep well. The moment I turned to God, the moment I started reading the scriptures, the moment I started believing more, the moment that my faith reactivated itself, then from then on, I was healed. Now, this is December. I don't know what date this video is going to drop. Hopefully not in January, but this is December. I'm recording in December, a few days to my dad's birthday, and I am perfectly okay. Now I'm at 58 kg, so I'm going way up. Your girl is getting there. Okay, so 58 kg. I'm getting healthy, I'm getting stronger. I can lift more weights now. Like, I was exercising the other day and I felt so energized. Every time I come across an obstacle, apart from, of course, the logical, you know, write this down, write that down, write this down. I know I talk about writing things down a lot and helping you achieve things. But one thing that has always worked for me is prayer. Communicate with God. Now I am a liberal person. My mom's family were Muslims, and I have some of the bestest Muslim friends. Like, they're awesome. I've also seen Jews that are awesome. I've seen traditional worshippers that are awesome. So whatever tradition, whatever religion you choose to do, always, at all times, hold on to God. I believe that one God created us all. Because one person sees God in a different way. It's just like the story of the blind men. One was touching the trunk of the elephant, the other was touching the leg, the other was touching the tail, and each was given a different perspective of what they thought an elephant was, because they could not see the whole picture. That's almost what is happening with religion nowadays. For me, that's what I think is happening. Everybody has a message from God. Everybody has a gift from God. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're Muslim, you're Christian, you're Jew, you're Hindu, you're Babalawo. It does not matter. All that matters is you're good at heart and you know who you serve. Know that the God you serve is a merciful God. He loves you. Whether you choose to open your hair or close your hair, at all times, hold on to God. Be good. Be kind, impact lives for better. That's another thing, impact life for better. I've spent a lot of time being bitter and being angry. And that incident during the first 4 months of the year really helped me turn things around. It helped me see things better. Prior to that, I made a lot of decisions and I stuck with them. But that one experience, that knowing that I could have dropped dead at any point, like my blood pressure was low, my blood count was low, everything was just not working well. But in the midst of all of that, my spirit was still strong. Not because I did something right, or not because I made a list of things to do, no, but because God loves you. So no matter what situation you're going through, no matter how hard things are looking, like right now, the family is going through a small issue. I call it a small issue because when I look at it, I laugh and I know that it's solved. It is well. But no matter what you are going through, even if you're coming out of surgery, you're coming out of pain, you're in pain, you're in a situation that looks bleak, always be thankful. Because the more we are thankful for what is, or the little things, the little good situation, the air, the wind, the light, the more thanksgiving we give, the more blessings we receive. Now, we do not give thanks because we want to receive something. We give thanks because we are actually thankful. Develop a thankful spirit, a positive spirit. Like, I am thankful for everything because I know I do not deserve it. There are times I've done things, I've said things, I've been things that, dear Lord, if I look back, I think that's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. That's not who God made me. But at that point, I was like that. I was bitter. I was negative. I was moving with a lot of negative energy, and I lost sight of God. But He never lost sight of me. He brought me back. So today I am here, looking all fleek, hair on fleek. Yeah, this is my natural hair. Hair on fleek, makeup on fleek, voice on fleeky fleek. And I am talking to you all, okay? So hopefully this message touches someone, okay? Always be thankful. If you are caught under the rain, be thankful that you were not in a bus that crashed. Be thankful about something. No matter how unreasonable it may seem, be thankful. Because when you have a positive heart, when you have a positive mindset, things will always work out for good. Yes. So be positive, be thankful. I am thankful because 2018 is just a few hours away. And your girl is stepping in style. The devil is a liar. Yeah, poor devil. He really should come to our side and enjoy, the holy side. Praise the Lord. Okay, so that's basically what I have for today. I know this is unusual. This is not my usual video. This is just me ranting. Like, I'm staring at my camera and talking. But I'm thankful. I do not deserve anything, but I have gotten everything that God has to give me. And I'm still getting more. I know 2018 is a year of excellence, a year of breakthrough, a year of thanksgiving. And I'm thankful because from day one till day last of 365 of 2018, I will be giving thanks, singing my way through, because I know everything is all right. Thank you.